Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak and Feel English. This is the space where we talk honestly about life, growth, and real experiences that shape who we are. I'm Mia.
And I'm Ethan. Today we're diving into a topic that affects almost everyone at some point in life: jobs. Not just what we do for money, but how work connects to identity, purpose, pressure, and dreams.
Exactly, because when people ask, "What do you do?" they're really asking something deeper. They want to know who you are, what you value, and how you spend your time.
So let me start with a simple question, Mia. What does the word job mean to you personally?
For me, a job is more than a paycheck. Of course, money matters. We all need stability. But I see a job as something that should give you a sense of contribution, something that makes you feel like you're adding value, even in small ways.
I like that. I used to think a job was just a responsibility. You wake up, go to work, come back home, repeat. But over time, I realized that work shapes your mindset, your confidence, and even your relationships.
True. A good job environment can make you feel supported and motivated. A toxic job can slowly drain your energy and self-esteem.
Have you ever stayed in a job that you knew wasn't good for you?
Yes, and I think many people have. I stayed because I was scared of change, scared I wouldn't find something better, scared of disappointing people.
That fear is powerful. Sometimes we choose comfort over happiness, even when that comfort is actually uncomfortable.
Exactly. There's a difference between safe and stuck. Safe means you're growing in a stable way. Stuck means nothing is changing, but you're afraid to move.
I remember my first job after college. I thought it was my dream job, but within 6 months, I felt empty. The tasks were repetitive and I didn't feel connected to the work.
What did you do?
At first, I ignored the feeling. I told myself, be grateful. Many people don't even have a job. Which is true, but gratitude shouldn't cancel honesty.
That's an important point. You can be grateful and still want more.
Eventually, I started exploring other options. I took online courses, talked to people in different fields, and slowly figured out what excited me.
So you didn't quit immediately.
No, I made a transition plan. I think that's important. Not everyone can afford to quit suddenly, but you can prepare.
Preparation gives you power. Even small steps like learning a new skill or updating your resume can make you feel more in control.
Let's talk about something many people struggle with: choosing a career. How do you know what job is right for you?
I don't think there's one perfect answer, but I believe in paying attention to patterns. What activities make you lose track of time? What problems do you enjoy solving? What topics do you naturally talk about?
That's good advice. I'd also add, try things. You don't have to decide your entire life at 20 or 25.
Yes, society puts a lot of pressure on young people to figure it all out early, but most successful people changed paths multiple times.
And changing your mind doesn't mean you failed. It means you learned.
Absolutely. Every job teaches you something, even if you don't stay there forever.
Another big topic is passion versus practicality. Should you follow your passion or choose a stable job?
I think it's not either or. You can look for a balance. Maybe your job pays the bills and you build your passion on the side, or maybe you slowly turn your passion into income.
That removes a lot of pressure. People think if they're not doing their passion full time, they're doing something wrong.
But life is more flexible than that. You're allowed to design it in your own way.
Let me ask you this. What makes a job meaningful?
For me, 3 things: growth, respect, and impact. I want to grow as a person, be treated with respect, and feel like my work matters.
I'd add one more: alignment. When your job aligns with your values, work feels lighter, even when it's challenging.
That's true. When you believe in what you're doing, effort feels purposeful.
So, we mentioned workplace struggles. Let's start with stress, because almost everyone experiences it at some point.
Yes, stress is so common that people sometimes treat it as normal, but just because something is common doesn't mean it's healthy.
Exactly. Some stress can motivate you. It pushes you to meet deadlines and improve performance. But constant stress slowly damages your mental and physical health.
I've noticed that a lot of job stress comes from unrealistic expectations. Too much work, too little time, and very little support.
And sometimes unclear expectations. When you don't know what success looks like, you're always guessing.
That uncertainty creates anxiety. You start questioning yourself even when you're doing your best.
How do you personally manage work stress?
First, I try to be honest with myself. If I'm overwhelmed, I admit it. Then I look at what I can control. Can I organize my tasks better? Can I ask for help? Can I set boundaries?
Boundaries are huge. Many people feel guilty saying no.
Yes, but saying no to extra work is sometimes saying yes to your health.
I learned that the hard way. I used to say yes to everything. I wanted to prove myself, but eventually I burned out.
What did burnout feel like for you?
I was exhausted all the time. Even after sleeping, I felt tired. I lost motivation. Tasks that were once easy felt heavy.
That's a serious warning sign.
It is. Burnout isn't just being tired, it's emotional exhaustion. You start feeling disconnected from your work and even from yourself.
And yet, many people ignore it because they're afraid of looking weak.
But acknowledging burnout is actually a sign of strength.
I agree. It means you're listening to your body and mind.
Another big challenge at work is dealing with difficult coworkers.
Yes, no matter how much you love your job, people can make it hard.
Have you ever worked with someone who constantly complained?
Oh, yes, and it's draining. Negativity spreads quickly.
How did you handle it?
At first, I tried to fix it. I gave advice, tried to encourage them, but I realized I can't change someone who doesn't want to change.
That's an important lesson.
So I started limiting how much emotional energy I gave. I stayed polite and professional, but I didn't engage in constant complaining.
That's healthy. You're protecting your own mindset.
Exactly. You can't control other people, but you can control your response.
What about conflicts at work?
I believe in calm communication. Instead of accusing, I focus on how I feel. For example, I feel confused about this task instead of you never explain anything.
That small change makes a big difference.
It reduces defensiveness and opens the door for conversation.
Another issue is feeling undervalued.
That hurts deeply. When you put in effort and don't feel appreciated, motivation drops.
Do you think people should always wait for recognition?
Not always. Sometimes you need to advocate for yourself. Share your achievements in a professional way. Let your work be visible.
That used to feel uncomfortable for me. I thought it was bragging.
There's a difference between bragging and communicating your value.
Good point.
And if you consistently feel invisible, it might be a sign to reevaluate whether that workplace is right for you.
Which brings us back to choice. We have more choices than we think.
Even small choices matter. Learning a new skill, updating your resume, networking.
These small actions build momentum. Let's talk about career growth, because most people don't want to stay in the same position forever.
Right. Growth doesn't always mean promotion. Sometimes it means learning something new, gaining confidence, or discovering what you don't want.
That's true. People often see success as climbing a ladder, but sometimes growth is more like exploring different paths.
So, how can someone start growing in their career?
The first step is self-awareness. You have to understand your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes. Ask yourself, what am I good at? What do people often compliment me on? What tasks feel easier for me than for others?
And also, what skills do I lack for the job I want?
Once you know that, you can start building those skills.
The good news is that learning is more accessible than ever. Online courses, podcasts, tutorials, and books.
You don't need to be perfect before you start. You just need to begin.
I used to wait until I felt ready, but I realized that ready is a moving target.
Exactly. You become ready by doing.
Another big part of growth is feedback.
Feedback can be uncomfortable, but it's valuable.
When someone gives you constructive criticism, they're giving you a chance to improve.
Of course, not all feedback is helpful. You have to learn to filter.
Take what helps, leave what doesn't.
Let's talk about promotions. Many people think if they work hard, promotions will automatically happen.
But that's not always true. Sometimes you have to express your goals.
Yes, have conversations with your manager. Ask what skills you need to develop for the next level.
That shows initiative.
And if growth opportunities don't exist where you are,
Then it might be time to look elsewhere.
changing jobs can feel scary.
But staying in a place that limits you can be even scarier.
I think people underestimate how much they can reinvent themselves.
You're allowed to change. You're allowed to evolve.
Let's talk about switching careers.
That's a big one.
Some people feel it's too late.
I strongly disagree with that idea.
Me too. There's no expiration date on growth.
You might start as a beginner again, but being a beginner is not a bad thing.
It means you're brave enough to try.
One practical tip is to test before you leap.
What do you mean?
Freelance, volunteer, or take part-time work in the new field if possible.
That helps you see if you actually enjoy it.
Exactly. Another important aspect of growth is mindset.
Yes. If you believe you're capable of learning, you'll keep moving forward.
If you believe you're stuck, you'll stop trying.
Language matters. Instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, I can't do this yet.
That small word changes everything.
Growth also involves patience.
We live in a world of instant results.
But real progress takes time.
Slow progress is still progress. Let's talk about money because it's impossible to separate jobs from income.
Yes, money can be uncomfortable to discuss, but it's necessary.
Many people feel guilty for wanting more money.
Which is interesting because wanting financial stability is reasonable.
Money gives options.
Options mean freedom. Freedom to choose where you live, what you eat, and how you spend your time.
Do you think money equals happiness?
No, but lack of money definitely causes stress.
That's a balanced way to look at it.
Money is a tool. It can't replace purpose or relationships, but it can support a good life.
How should someone think about salary when choosing a job?
I think they should consider 3 things: their needs, their goals, and their values.
Can you explain that?
Needs are basic living expenses. Goals are things like saving, investing, or traveling. Values are what matters most to you, like flexibility, creativity, or stability.
So a high-paying job isn't always the best choice.
Not if it destroys your mental health.
That's true.
Some people prefer lower pay with better work-life balance.
Others prefer higher pay with more pressure.
Neither choice is wrong.
What matters is that it's your choice.
Exactly.
Let's talk about negotiating salary.
A lot of people are afraid of this.
They worry they'll lose the offer.
But negotiating respectfully is normal.
It shows you value your skills.
Preparation is key. Research typical salaries for your role.
Know your worth.
And practice what you're going to say.
Confidence grows with practice.
Another topic is comparing yourself to others.
That can be dangerous.
Social media makes it worse.
You see people your age buying houses, starting businesses, traveling.
But you don't see their full story.
Everyone is on a different timeline.
Comparison steals joy.
Focus on your own progress.
Even small improvements count.
Let's talk about saving and spending.
I believe in simple habits.
Like what?
Track your expenses, create a basic budget, save a portion of your income, even if it's small.
Consistency matters more than amount.
Exactly.
Do you think people should love their job?
I think they should at least respect their job and feel respected in return.
Loving every moment is unrealistic.
But constant misery is also not okay.
There is a middle ground.
So let's talk about purpose and identity, because many people tie their entire self-worth to their job.
Yes, when someone says, I am a doctor or I am an engineer, it can sound like their job defines who they are.
But a job is something you do. It's not everything you are.
You are also a friend, a family member, a learner, a dreamer, a human being.
When people lose a job, they often feel lost.
Because they feel like they lost a part of themselves.
But what they really lost is a role, not their value.
That's an important distinction.
How can someone build an identity beyond work?
By developing interests outside their job, hobbies, relationships, personal goals.
That creates balance.
And balance protects mental health.
Another thing is redefining success.
Yes, success doesn't look the same for everyone.
For some, success is financial freedom.
For others, it's flexibility, peace of mind, or time with family.
You get to choose your definition.
Not society, not social media.
Let's talk about failure.
Failure is part of every career.
Everyone makes mistakes.
What matters is what you learn from them.
Failure doesn't mean you're not capable.
It means you're trying.
That takes courage.
Another important idea is adaptability.
The job market is always changing.
Some jobs disappear, new ones appear.
So the most valuable skill is the ability to learn.
If you can learn, you can survive change.
And even grow because of it.
Let's give some final advice.
Okay, my advice is be patient with yourself.
Mine is don't ignore your inner voice.
Your career is a journey, not a race.
You don't have to have everything figured out.
Small steps count.
Your path is valid.
You deserve work that supports your life, not consumes it.
And you deserve to believe in yourself.
Thank you for listening to today's conversation.
For more videos, subscribe the channel Speak and Feel English.
We'll see you in the next episode.